Now, this is called a quick release, and you need to be comfortable with doing this before we get any dogs on it, because once we get started, I got to tend to my own dogs, and I can't really help you. You have to be self-sufficient. And essentially the way the quick release works is like that. And so when you're ready to go, you've got to be doing two things. Three things actually. This is your drag pad. So when you're ready to go, you're going to be standing on the drag pad like that. This is the brake. Okay. So whenever you stop, this goes in, and there should be one on either side, but you're not going to really need it with 5 dogs, but normally you have one on either side. Okay, so I like to be ready to go, so when I pull that quick release, we take off. I don't want to have the dogs lurching and have to go down. My friend Elaine likes to have that in as a security blanket. So, because the moment you pull that off, they go. But you'll have it here, like I will pull this up just before, that's the second to last thing I do. You're going to be riding this a good bit of the time to keep the speed of the team down. This, to bring the dogs to stop when you call whoa, that's when you put this down and call whoa. A lot of times as you go into turns, you know, I see an object, my lead dogs are coming up to the object, we're going to do a turn. I'm on this drag, slowing the team down so that when I get to the object I can lift up. With a smaller team, hitting trees is not the same issue as it is with a bigger team because you got a longer lead and each dog pulls it closer. So with 5, I don't think it'll be an issue. This thing is the gang line. It has cable in it so dogs can't chew it. These things are called tugs. This is the neckline. When we are traveling, particularly if we're doing a pass or we stop, it is absolutely critical that you make sure dogs' legs are not caught in tugs, so that those tugs are straight. When you go up, if you have to adjust a tangle, you're always keeping an eye on this sled. If the sled were to start to take off because the hooks get popped, you throw yourself on the sled and shout whoa and slow the dogs down.
So literally, I mean, I can just put my body on here and that's cool. Like if worst case, like literally like...
You'll see when I go to adjust something, I'm kind of watching, and the moment I finish untangling those dogs, I am like staying real close to the sled, I'm hightailing it back to the sled, and I'm ready to throw a hand on it just in case. Again, less of an issue with smaller dog team, but still, I've had 6 dogs pop my hook.
So I've decided not to go on the sled today. Because basically I'm completely 100% responsible for 5 dogs. Kathy would be way ahead of me, and I'm going to ride with her and get a feel for it first before actually being responsible for 5 dogs by myself, never having done this a day in my life, barely being outside in, you know, it's about 0 degrees today, so yeah, so that's kind of the deal. So Kathy ran out real quick, and so I'm back inside warming up a little bit, but I basically pulled her aside and said, I don't think this is a good idea. I think I'm a little too inexperienced to pull my own sled, so I'll be riding with her.